You're live.
Hello, good morning, everyone. Welcome to our live Facebook with Tom and Stacie from RV Texas, y'all. Tom and Stacie.
Hey!
Tom and Stacie are new affiliates, and we're very excited to be partnering with them today. We'll be talking all things Texas, all things RVing full-time. We'll also be discussing their upcoming RV schedule and their website, their YouTube channel, how they got started. Stick around. It's going to be a lot of fun. If you have any questions for Tom or Stacie, please leave them in the comments below. We'd love to hear your feedback. We'll even chime in during the broadcast and see if we got any that we can talk to. My name is Jim Hoffman. I'm the Vice President of Operations here at Wholesale Warranties. Like I mentioned, we're really excited to have Tom and Stacie with us. Thank you guys so much for making time today and going through all the technology challenges of being able to connect with you guys in your RV.
No problem at all. Yeah, thanks for having us.
You guys are obviously out in Texas. We're out in California and we're making it work. We're excited to get to know you guys. So kind of want to kick things off and hear a little bit more about you guys.
Awesome. Well, we're Tom and Stacie Langland. We are RV Texas, y'all. We are native Texans, and we are now full-time RVers for a little over a year. November 2018, we went full-time, but we RV'd for quite a number of years before that. Before that, we were tent campers. We love visiting the state parks and historical sites and finding the neat little towns and the stories along the way. So
and we love people.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, we love meeting people.
Nice. Now, you guys went November of 18, you said you started going full time. Prior to that, any experience with the rig? I know you mentioned tent camping, Stacie.
Oh, yeah. Well, we were, I started RVing when I was about 10 years old. My aunt bought a Class C motorhome, and that was kind of my first experience. And then basically my whole extended family on my dad's side got into it. So that's what we would all do together. So that was super fun. My parents had a pop-up camper that 5 of us traveled in. And so we all had our little tasks on what to do to set up and tear down, and great memories from that. And Tom,
yeah, and I camped RV'd in Alaska for several weeks back when I was about 12 years old. Loved it, but the RV that we have now that we went full time in is our 4th RV. So we, Stacie and I had RV'd a while together before we went full time.
We had a 23-foot travel trailer that we bought. Then we went to a 28-foot gas Class A motorhome. Then we went to a 35-foot Class A diesel pusher. And then to go full time, we actually downsized to a Tiffin Breeze, which is a 31.5-foot Class A diesel pusher.
Yeah.
Okay. Wow. Now, was this something that you guys had planned for a while, or did you just kind of wake up one day and you're like, you know what, I think we're just going to do this full time?
No, I mean, from the very first time we went out, we met a couple. The very first time when we had our travel trailer, met a couple that was full time. Really loved their story. And I think from that point, the thought was in our head that one day we would go full time, and it kept evolving. And I mean, we really had a 4 or 5 year plan before we went full time.
Once we got serious about the plan, it was about 5 years before we actually did it.
Okay.
So we had time to kind of adjust to it and figure out what we were going to do and what we really wanted in a rig, and that's those types of things.
Yeah.
Which is so important because, I mean, obviously you guys can attest better than myself, but if you're going full time, you got to be really confident and comfortable in the rig that you're going to select to do it in. Because like you were saying, Stace, when you grew up with, back your aunt's Class C, that one might be a little tricky to do some full time in, and there might be some amenities that you want in today's modern world. So
exactly, and so it helps to have a little bit of experience with it before you really take that plunge.
But we've seen people do it both ways. We've met a lot of people out here that decided to go full time, sold their house and bought a rig all within 2 months. And it was the very first RV they ever had. And they're happy too. Yeah. So, I mean, it is an amazing lifestyle. And I mean, I think you get to it however you can get to it.
However, yeah. Nice. Well said. Well, let's talk about let's talk about RV Texas, y'all. How you guys obviously have a very, very good website, a lot of information, YouTube. How did that all come about?
Well, we really appreciate that. Thank you. It all started, we started the website back in 2013, actually, because there were things we were looking for as travelers that we found here and there, but we couldn't really find one place that had everything we were looking for. So we kind of set out to build that. And over the years, it's changed and evolved, and it's still changing and evolving every day.
Yeah.
And so that's kind of how that got started.
And
then,
so the YouTube part of it, we actually started YouTube to kind of help the website, to kind of
make people more aware
make
of
people
it.
more aware of the website. The website was a resource site. And we thought, you know, nothing better than video, and to show people our experiences so they can see the excitement through us and realize that, I mean, it's a great lifestyle, and it really morphed into its own thing. The YouTube channel got a lot bigger than we really had expected, and but that's been a blessing. Where we've met a lot of people because of it, and we're enjoying it every day.
Nice. Yeah, and if you guys, for those that are listening and viewing now, if you haven't gotten a chance, really, really strongly recommend going to the website and to the YouTube channel. Did you guys ever think you'd have as much success as you're having with it?
You know, it's really surprising. I guess what we didn't expect out of the whole thing is the community that we found. Yeah. You know, I mean, the folks that we have met because of RV Texas, y'all, it's just, I mean, we love it. It's awesome. That's what keeps us going. You know, we run into people all the time who have had some interaction with us online, whether it be through the website or YouTube or Facebook or Twitter or Instagram or whatever. And it's just so neat to meet them in person and hear their stories. And really, it's almost become like a reflection of the larger RV community for us, you know, because RVers are awesome. Everybody's willing to share information and tips and
help each other. I mean, it's just, if something happens at a campground, there's usually 4 or 5 people right there to help you. I mean, it's amazing. And I will have to say, I remember sometimes when Stacie will be looking at our statistics and stuff on analytics and everything on YouTube, and it's like,
I'm a little bit of a geek.
Yeah. And it's like, that many hours have been watched of us. I mean, it's like, really? Am I that interesting? I don't know. I don't know about that.
It's because he's the eye candy.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, of course. You know, and much like people are probably witnessing now, I got to commend you guys. I think that whether it's your website or your YouTube channel, one of the things that does come across with you guys is your transparency. And I think that the relationships and the viewership, I think a lot of that has to do with how pure you come across. And we were talking before we got on about Wing It Wednesday, and it's, you know, those are the things, and I told you my appreciation for it. I think those are the things that get people to feel comfortable with you guys. And I can't agree more. The RV community, although we're not directly involved, we support it. And it's because we believe in that community. And just to your point, Tom, I mean, you can be at a campground and you could reach out and find everything good, bad, or indifferent about the campground. But then also when you're there and something possibly goes wrong on your rig, or you may not have something, there's a community around you to kind of help or assist in any way that they can. And there's a lot to be said about that.
Yeah.
And you know what? We learn as much from our community as more, I'm sure, from our community as they do from us. So it's a fantastic experience. We love it.
One of the questions I like to know, or one of the things I like to find out, is, because you are so transparent and because you do have a YouTube channel, what's been the kind of the biggest surprise of what you've shared, or surprised you the most out of everything that you've shared with the community?
What do you think?
I think, well, really, I mean, for me, the overall biggest surprise is how much, how close we've gotten to people that we've, just met, or maybe have never actually met in person. The relationships that you can build with people now through technology is amazing. You find that there are so many folks out there who have similar interests, or, have something in common with you, that you get to meet virtually, through the online system in some way, shape, or form. And I mean, it's just awesome.
Well, what amazes me is the number of people recently that are going full time.
Oh, yeah.
It's really unbelievable. I never would have imagined myself if I hadn't seen it myself. I mean, the campground that we're at right now, we've met no less than 8 to 10 couples that all have gone full time within the last year and a half.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
At least.
and it just blows me away at the number of people that are doing it. And they're not doing it to save money. They're doing it to experience life. That's what they're out there. They're like, hey, we don't know how much time we got left. Let's enjoy it.
Right.
And that's what is awesome.
The experience and the journey, and much to Stacie's shirt.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So full time now for about a little over a year. And you talk about, and both you guys mentioned how great it is to meet different people at different campgrounds and similar interests. Talking about interests and travels, where have you guys, over the last year or so, where have you been? Maybe top 1 or 2 places that you love so far?
That's,
Yep. we took the trip of a lifetime. I mean, we love Texas, and, the state parks in Texas are awesome. Paladuro and Caprock. We did Paladuro this summer.
Paladuro Canyon. It's the second largest canyon in the continental United States, behind the Grand Canyon.
And
phenomenal, up in the Texas Panhandle.
They have a play that they do every year during the summertime, and it's awesome. Outdoor play. Tons
of camping, both tent and RV.
Yeah.
So it's super cool. In the canyon.
We did that, but we also took a trip of a lifetime. We took Stacie's mom along with us too. And I mean, we spent our anniversary in Yellowstone. I mean, and I cannot believe it took me 56 years to get to Yellowstone. I mean, it is the most amazing place I've ever seen. I mean, and everybody, your viewer, anybody out there, if you have not been to Yellowstone, do yourself a favor and get there.
Yeah.
It's incredible.
Did Old Faithful go off as scheduled?
Oh, yeah.
It did. We actually saw Old Faithful several times.
Yeah.
And
because
hopefully
we didn't realize when we got there, we knew Old Faithful.
Right.
But right there at Old Faithful, there is a lot to do besides just Old Faithful.
Oh, yeah.
With the Upper Geyser Basin and the Visitor Center and just tons of stuff right there. So we actually ended up spending a day plus around that area.
And with those travels, that trip with Stacie's mom was phenomenal. I mean, that's time you can't get. I mean, it's awesome.
Yeah.
And if we weren't full timers, we never could have done that.
Right.
Yeah.
And so that's the kind of stuff. If you're a full timer, you don't have to be a full timer to go to Yellowstone, but to be a full timer to take a long extended trip, and you can take family with you too, possibly sometimes. And that worked out great.
It was fun.
No,
Yeah.
and I agree with you wholeheartedly. My wife is from Montana, and recently we had an opportunity to take our kids there, but not being full timers, as we were leaving the park, and obviously I think we probably got to see some of the same things, but we didn't have the time that we wanted, right? And we also had bags and a car and like all these other things. So I'm living vicariously through you, because there are so many wonderful things about that park. And I agree, anybody who's watching now, if you haven't had an opportunity to visit, it's definitely one on a bucket list I would recommend.
It should be on the top of everybody's bucket list. It's so unique.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
even if you can only go for a day or two, do it.
It's
but if you can afford to spend the time to really stay, we stayed 6 nights in the park. inside. We actually camped inside Yellowstone, and that was phenomenal.
Yeah.
We could have stayed longer. I mean, there were still things we didn't get to see.
It's the reason why we went with a smaller diesel pusher, that we downsized to the smallest diesel pusher we could get so we could fit in some of these national parks. Because,
Right.
as you know, if you're staying outside the national park and have to drive in every day, you're spending a lot of time just driving. Whereas when you can camp in the national parks, there's nothing like that.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. So kind of switching topics. I heard you guys love to attend RV shows.
Yeah.
We do.
Tell us about your involvement with them.
Well, you know, the thing is, we've always loved RV shows. Even like right now, we're not in the market to buy a new RV.
No.
We're very happy with what we have, which is a 2017 Tiffin Breeze 31BR, for those who don't know. But it's always fun to see the latest and the greatest and what's new out there and who's doing what. And, you know, an RV show gives you an opportunity to go and, you know, lay on the bed and sit on the couch and kind of experience what it would be like in a lot of different RVs.
Dreaming a little bit.
Everything from the smallest to the largest, you know. And plus, you know, some of the shows have great seminars where you can learn a lot. Some of them have accessory booths where you can find neat gadgets or places to go.
That's what I like the most. I love to see the new gadgets.
Right.
You know, some of the campgrounds, you know,
Right.
some of the different RV clubs or whatever will be there, you know, for discounts on camping and stuff. So that's what I love about them too. So,
And it's full of RVers. I mean,
Right.
an RV show
is your community.
yeah.
You know, what great place to sit down and meet people who have a similar interest and, you know, find out about their experience. So,
Yep.
yeah, it's awesome. We love them. And so we're going to be at a couple of them coming up.
Okay.
Friday, February 14th, we're going to be at the Houston RV show. For that afternoon, we're going to be kind of hanging out at the Jamaica Beach RV Resort booth, which some friends of ours own that campground. It's one of our favorites. We always love visiting.
Yeah.
And then we'll also be kind of floating around the booth, the show there. So if you see us, stop us and say hi.
We got a video on Jamaica Beach RV Resort, and it's awesome.
Family owned and operated.
Family-owned place.
Really love
Yeah.
it. And then the next day, Saturday, August, I don't know what month it is, February 15th, we're going to be in Austin at the Austin RV Expo, and we're actually going to be hosting 2 seminars there.
It's the first time.
Yeah, we've never hosted seminars before, so this is going to be fun.
Yeah.
We're going to wing it.
We're going to wing it.
As you should. It's your first time.
I mean, we are.
So we're going to be doing a seminar on downsizing, which is a feast.
So downsizing to upscale your life.
Right. And then we're going to be doing one on living a healthier life through RVing. So that should be fun. So
now, and I'm sorry, that was February 15th.
February 15th, Saturday.
Right, okay.
Yep.
Okay.
So we'll be in Houston Friday, February 14th, Austin on Saturday, February 15th.
Now, if some viewers out there, I'm going to use myself as an example, have a hard time remembering things. If I was going to be going to RV shows, where would I be able to find out if you all are going to be there?
Okay, so we always talk about where we're going to be on our social media channels. So we've got a Facebook page, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, of course, and you can find us in any of those as at RV Texas, y'all. We're the same everywhere. And then we also have a full list of RV shows across Texas that we update annually on our website, rvtexasyall.com. We also have, for our friends outside of Texas, or for folks like us who occasionally step a toe outside the state line, we have a list of about 130 something RV shows outside of Texas, but across the United States, listed on our website as well.
Oh, fun. Wonderful. I love that information.
Yeah.
Now, Tom, I've heard you're a little bit of a barbecue extraordinaire. Is that a fair?
I don't. Yeah, I guess. I mean, I love the one thing I miss the most when we sold our sticks and bricks is I had to get rid of my big wood smoker, and I love to do brisket and ribs and pork all the time, smoke it, and I couldn't do that when we went full time until I found a grill that has worked great, and it's a Green Mountain Grill, Davy Crockett, and so I've done some videos on smoking.
He's done a brisket, a whole turkey, a pork butt.
Yeah, and I just love doing it.
And we do Dutch oven cooking outside
as
well, which is always fun because we love to cook outside as much as we can.
I mean,
we're doing full time.
Yeah, we're doing this to live outside, not to live inside. I mean,
and everything tastes better when it's cooked outside.
So not to get anybody in trouble, and Stacie, you don't necessarily have to answer, but what is your favorite thing that Tom grills?
Oh, I love it. I love the brisket.
Okay.
I'm from Texas.
There you go.
Hard to beat a good brisket. And so I think if I was going to have one choice, it would probably be that.
It's pretty good. I mean, if I do say so myself, it's pretty good.
As you should. Well, guys, I want to thank you so much for taking the opportunity. For those that are watching, feel free and please leave a comment, ask some questions, and we'll definitely get back to you. RV Texas, y'all, I mentioned it before we even went live. I really, really respect your transparency and who you are and putting yourselves out there as kind of like, this is who we are. And, let's be friends if you want. And if not, I'm just going to continue to do my thing. So
thank you so much. We appreciate it.
Really respect that. And again, thank you guys so much for sitting down with us and carving out some time. I had a lot of fun. I look forward to our future partnership.
Absolutely. And thank y'all for, helping RVers out there have a better experience by, being able to cover the rigs when something goes wrong.
And I really appreciate that y'all take the time to share these stories. Thank you so much. We really appreciate that. They're always fun to watch. We watch them.
Good. Yeah. Our owner, our founder is very much in supporting the RV community. I don't think anybody wakes up or graduates college and it's like, going to make a business of a broker for RV warranties. It's like,
no, that one's pretty unique, but it's I can see where it's a good thing for the community for sure.
It is. He grew up in the community and really, really enjoys supporting it. So whatever we can do to help support the community, we try. And plus it gives us a chance to, at least pseudo meet face to face to the best of our ability.
Absolutely. Gotta love technology.
I know, right? Well, until next time, I wish you guys safe travels, happy travels, and lots of smiles. And we'll look forward to talking with you soon.
Thanks so much, y'all, and thank you to everyone who watched. We really appreciate it, and safe travels.
And happy camping.
Bye.
Bye.